Morning, Kaylee Rice. How are we?
Good morning, Debbie. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm
Yeah,
excited to chat to you today.
yeah. It's a gorgeous day here today.
And uninterrupted chats is
Yes,
always good.
we are winning, having uninterrupted chats with no babies or children or
Yeah,
anybody hanging off
it's
us.
just the best. This is like therapy for me.
Yeah, it's unreal.
It's just great.
So today we are talking about, is it just us, or I think this topic's going to resonate with so many. Is it just us, or is it hard not to feel judged by the way you parent your children?
Yeah, whatever way
Um,
that might be,
mhm.
but whatever you're doing, for
Yes.
whatever reason.
Yeah, and I think, it's funny, the judgment doesn't only come from people in your presence, it also comes from online as well. You're like,
Yeah.
oh God, they're doing that and I'm not doing that and
Mm.
I should be.
Mhm.
Um, but definitely comes from people around you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard to not feel like going, leave me
Yeah.
alone. I don't know. Um, I remember when mine were small and neither of them slept.
Mm.
And there was so many times that I felt like it was my fault,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm in
that
that
I
now.
was doing something wrong because
Mhm.
it was like all the questions, well, how are you putting them down or what are you doing?
Mhm.
And, are they in the bed? Are they out of the bed? Have you tried this? Have you done this? And I remember one day someone said to me, um, well, if it was my baby, I would try everything. And I got so upset. I was like, I am doing my best.
Yeah.
I am trying my best. Like, they are babies
Mhm.
and they don't sleep. And I am shattered. And your judgment is not helping.
Yeah. And sometimes that unsolicited advice can feel like judgment, or if you're in any way sensitive or tired, it's like it could just throw you completely.
It's totally more
It's
heightened,
horrible.
isn't it? Because you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know what to do. Like,
Yeah.
they are babies and they're not sleeping or they're not doing maybe what they should be doing. The
Mm.
questions like, are they crawling? Are they walking? Are they doing this? I wonder why. I wonder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're like, I don't know. Because,
It makes you question yourself,
mm,
and that's really crap because, like, we're doing that anyway. You're reflecting and you're guilty. You're like, oh God, am I doing this? Okay, we have that inner, like most parents have that anyway.
yeah,
So then when it comes from an external source as well, it's just like, oh my God, maybe I am wrong here. Maybe I'm not doing enough, or I should do more, or it's like for me, the parents I work with, it's always around the emotions and the behavior.
mm,
So it's like managing behavior these days is so much different um to, like, I suppose when we were growing up, or before that even, other eras.
totally.
So though it's often the kind of older generations that will be like, what are you doing? You're letting them away with, or you're too soft.
Yeah.
Um
And you
and
feel like you need to show in front of people
yeah.
that you're going to punish them
Mm.
or there's going to be a consequence or you're going to stand there and make them apologize
Yeah. Yeah. And
even though they're not able
I
to
know.
developmentally, but you are going to stand there and go, I am handling this
Yes.
because you're looking at me.
Because you're looking at me, and because I feel under pressure, I feel like there's a spotlight,
Yeah.
and I'm being judged and watched and expected to do something. And I just think it's amazing. Like, I have just got such respect and awe and admiration for the parents that are going, that doesn't feel right. There's a gut instinct in me going, I don't want to shout at them, or I don't feel good when I shout, or I don't want to be shaming and punishing. I'm doing something different, and I'm getting criticized,
Mm.
but I'm still doing something different. Like, that's remarkable, because we just have all the information now, more research and everything on how we can help kids with their children with their, emotions and behavior without doing that.
Yeah.
But for somebody who doesn't know that, it can be just like, what are you doing? You're so soft.
So
Yeah.
soft. It's the soft thing, isn't it?
Mm.
And it's well, when Elsie was born, I hadn't obviously done any of the course, or I didn't understand children, and I
Mm.
literally remember in the hospital not holding her because I was afraid she would
Be spoiled.
be spoiled.
Ah, Debbie, I know, but that's the narrative that's still going around. Like,
And she was like hours old, and I was like, I better put her down.
I'll make a rod for my own back now
Oh,
if I
I
hold
will.
her too much.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll never be able to leave her down. And I'm like, now looking back, I'm like, oh, I wish I never put her down. Like,
I know.
like I wish I had cuddled her more.
Yeah.
Like I did, obviously attuned to her needs, and I fed her and everything. But as soon as that was over, I was like, I better put her down quick, because you can't hold the baby too long, because then they're just going to get used to being held, and then you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
And I remember being so like finicky. People would come in and want to hold her, and I'd be like, no, 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 you can't hold her. No, no. She
Yeah.
needs to lie
She
down in
needs
her
to
buggy.
learn. She's 2 hours old, but she needs to learn. Like, yeah. But isn't it so amazing how strong that narrative was, that you were like, oh God, I definitely can't do that.
No.
Even though your body was probably screaming, I want to pick my baby up.
Yeah.
You were going,
No.
it's so ingrained. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's why it's so hard to kind of go a different direction.
I know. And it's just, I think the commenting like, oh, you know, is mommy not doing it right? Is mommy hurting you? Oh, you know, if the baby's crying, you're changing their nappy. Oh, what's mommy doing to you? You're like,
Mommy's
I gotta
doing
kill
her
someone.
best.
Mommy's just changing the nappy. Why is the baby crying?
I
What are
know.
you? You're pinching the baby. I'm
I
like,
know.
I'm not pinching the baby.
I know. Yeah. They say that in our family as well. Is she pinching you? And it's only messing.
No, I know.
But on
you
the
know,
wrong
if you're
day, that could have
heightened,
sent me
You're
over
like,
the edge.
I've had, like, what did you say? One pod. I haven't slept in a year.
I've been awake since March 2024. I don't need to be hearing that I'm pinching anyone. I'm definitely not pinching. Yeah, it's really difficult, isn't it? And I think it comes into all the areas, like the care needs when their baby's like, oh, don't do this, put them down, change the nappy. Oh, are you not putting socks on? Where's
Yeah.
their cardigan? Where's their
Yeah.
hat? Where's the coat? And you're going, no, they don't need the blanket. I think they need the blanket. I can decide if they need a blanket. So it can feel like everyone's got, you know, opinions and
Yeah.
directions
And
for
like,
you.
well, when we used to give them rice in their bottles when
Oh,
they
yeah.
were newborn.
Yeah.
Like,
Just give
you
them a
know,
spoonful of
but that wasn't good for them. You know, it's like we
Their
have
gut wasn't
we
ready.
have new research now, but it's like, well,
Yeah.
they slept.
I know, yeah.
Or a bit of whiskey.
Or I got it from a good few different sources when with the breastfeeding. You know, oh God, you're still doing that. Are you
Yeah.
still at that? Like,
I know.
I am still at it, yes. And
Yeah.
look, it's nothing to do with you. Like,
Is he getting enough?
yeah,
Do you think? Is
that's
he getting enough?
the bottle now would make him sleep through the
Mm,
night. You see,
yeah.
like, would it? Okay, like that's a hard one.
It is.
And I felt the judgment there a good bit. I
Yeah.
have to say.
Yeah.
And even just that probably made me less comfortable out and about. And as he's got bigger, then that people are like, oh gosh, that's a big baby breastfeeding still. Like,
yeah,
yes.
imagine. That's mad. And then I felt judged for not breastfeeding.
I
then.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, like, someone even recently, like last year, and I think it's because I'm in the field I'm in, and like totally shamed me in front of people, and were like, did you not breastfeed your children? And I was like, no. And it was like,
Oh my God. Yeah.
excuse me.
A bottle?
No, but I
No.
actually, like, I nearly got upset, because I was like, oh my gosh, like,
What
thank
is
God
this?
I'm not there now. Like, thank God they're at the age they are.
Yeah.
And like, it's awful. Like, my midwife friend always says, fed is best. Fed is best, whatever way
Fed
you
is
decide
best.
to feed your baby. And then I think the feeding thing, even the judgment around what they eat and when they're eating and how fast or slow they eat, that's a really tricky one as they get older as well.
Yeah.
And you feel very judged then, like,
I recently had that because
Yeah.
the research on the food pouches
oh yeah.
came out, and I've been given food pouches, not all the time, but you know, I use them, and I felt so ashamed or something. I was like, oh my God, there's so much sugar in them, or there's not enough nutrients. And then I actually read an amazing article just around, you know, like there's choices you make. Like if I'm out and about, like the other day we're at the beach digging in the sand, I would have had to pack it all up, go home and start cooking from scratch, or I could stay for that extra hour, go home and get a pouch, and I always put like meat through it or a bit of fish, or fortify it a bit. And then there's whole foods every other day, like there's, you know,
I know, look, you're trying to justify to me here.
but it's, I know, but that's the thing. I'm like, I have to, like, you feel that judgment from the society and the culture
You do,
we're in.
and even all this ultra processed food thing, I think like that's putting people under an awful lot of pressure, even
Yeah.
with, you know, older children and what you're putting in their lunch boxes and all of that. And like, you have to remember, like, that they need something, like,
Whatever they
and
can
some
have, yeah.
children, like, you know, I'd be saying to teachers as well, like, we can't be judgmental on the lunchbox, like,
Yeah.
because parents are sending something they're hoping that they have, and
Yeah.
you're hoping that they eat something and
Yeah.
that they come home not absolutely ravenous, where they're having a total meltdown when they come in the door from hunger. So like, it's there's so much to it, isn't
There's
there?
so much to it, and I think there's also this like, oh well, you know, this gentle parenting and this, oh, it's these kind of
You
parenting
can't be
style
yeah.
names, but people don't understand what they actually are.
No, I love your phrase, like I was like, gentle parenting is one thing, and people think that it's permissive,
Yeah,
but that's not it. I love your conscious connected parenting.
yeah.
That's what it is. Like,
Conscious of-
connection is my basis of my parenting. It's not that I am permissive, of course, like, you know, you're holding your boundaries, but boundaries are now different. It's a different way.
You can hold them without shouting or having your
Or
child scared of you.
punishing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and like, the older generation would still say, that fella just needs a good slap.
I know. Oh my gosh.
And that'll show him. And you're like, well, no.
It's against the law.
I know.
11th of December 2015, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No more slapping.
I was shocked when I found out through the course, actually. It was with the late Anne Brennan. God rest her. And I did not realise that it was
most
against
people don't.
the law.
I wrote to
slap.
the children's minister asking for ads on TV to alert parents of how to, like, just to not slap, basically, because I had so many children, and I have to report forward and put in a report or two, so that the child had been, you know, slapped. And I was actually getting so sick of it.
I know.
And I felt so bad, obviously, for the children, but I was actually sick of the paperwork that I wrote to the minister and was like, please put this on the radio or something.
Yeah, so people are aware.
And so that they know why.
Yeah.
Why
And
not
I think,
to slap?
do you know, like, this is totally non-judgmental if you have ever slapped your child, because it's like, that's what you were taught to do, and that's what you thought was the right thing to do, and that's what you might think is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's just becoming aware of the fact that there is another way.
Yes, there is, and that for anyone that's trying to go that way or isn't sure, if you're not confident in it, or you're not like really clear on why or how the brain works, or like, then it's really difficult to advocate and go, okay, there's a sentence now coming in from somebody, but I'm going to actually say my thing back, or just stand my ground. That's really difficult to do. I find that hard to do.
Oh yeah.
And I do have the kind of knowledge, I suppose, or the background to be able to stand up for, and that my job is to advocate for children, but I still will go and have a little fluster sometimes, or go away from something and go, I should have said something back there, you know. It's very unnatural, I think, especially if you've got a people pleaser background, or, you know, for women, that like we're supposed to make everyone happy and we're supposed to just go with the flow and be good girls.
Yeah.
So when you're going, no, don't say that to my child, or like, no, that's not how we're doing it. We're doing it this way. Whew, that's difficult.
It's really hard to say, isn't it? And like, it's down to like different things that I think people feel that you're being a bit finicky about. So like, for example, and this happens in all houses, I'm sure, and my house and everyone's house, but like, you know, they give everybody a kiss, give everybody a hug, give everybody a whatever. And I try to be like, well, you know, you can, if you want to, like, you know, it's not essential. Like, you don't have to go around and kiss the 25 people in the room.
Yeah, there's a choice.
Yeah, and that's just my thing. I just want it to be a choice. It's not that I don't think that they should show affection to their grandparents, and of course they do, but I just don't want it to be a have to, because that's not consent. Like, I want them to be able to go, do I want to give this person a hug? Yeah, I do. Or that they're in charge of that. And I have found, even with my own parents, because I would have been like, you know, you can give a high five or a fist bump. Like, it's not necessary to give a hug at all, unless you want to. And since I've done that, and even we were away recently with my parents, and my children were taking it upon themselves to go and hug Granddad. And that was so much more special to him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, absolutely.
He was
That's
like,
such a great point.
did you see? Did you
They
see?
wanted a
Did you
cuddle.
see?
Yeah.
Over they rocked. And it wasn't a forced thing. And in fairness, he never would. He'd always be like,
Whatever.
off
Yeah.
you go. But it's hard, that thing of the kissing and the hugging and all that. I think like it's really common. And I think you do kind of sound a bit like finicky when you say it. Because even if, like, I have little nieces and nephews on my husband's side, and if they come and hug me, great. But if they're like, give Debbie a hug, I'm like, sure, they don't have to hug me. Do you know, we can do it, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's all good. If they want to, cool. But if they don't, no. But it's hard to say, stop doing that. Isn't it?
I know. Yeah. That's
because you don't want to come across like a wagon. Like,
I know.
Who's like,
I think there's different like levels of it. Like there's small little things that might irk you around, like family members saying things and you're like, and then there's the other end of the spectrum where like some of the parents I work with feel really kind of almost bullied, where they're being criticized and undermined, and it's really toxic family situations where like it can get really horrible actually. And it's like obviously that's even harder, but I think it's still like what you were saying about generational patterning. Like if we're going to be the good girls, we have to break that.
I know.
And stand up and have, like, sometimes it's like, okay, we need to have a conversation. We need to sit down when the kids aren't there, and I want to talk to you because this is how I feel. I feel you've been undermining me. I feel like I feel judged when I want to parent this way, and this is the way we're doing it.
I know.
And that's like a conversation sometimes. It's not just in the moment that you go, no, it's okay, or you don't have to, you know. Sometimes it's way more.
It's a hard conversation to bring, though, isn't it?
And it often isn't received well.
No. That's my thing. So you know that you are having the conversation with this person or people, and you know that as soon as you go out the door, they're like, you're not going to believe what Hayley has just said to me. Oh, how dare she?
I know.
You know,
and it's not often I see that, but I have helped parents have those conversations and worked on it with them.
Yeah, and it is a conversation. I always say that. I love that phrase. It's a conversation, not a confrontation.
Yes,
you know,
it's an ongoing opening up of dialogue around, look, we're actually really trying to do something here, and you can get on board with it, and we'd love you to. Like, you can do it in such a nice way.
Yeah, and there's so many different generational patterns that we're more aware of now that we do want to change. Like, I always use the Colleen Hoover phrase, like, it ends with us.
Yeah.
Do you know, things around weight and eating and commenting on bodies,
all that stuff,
all of that. And I don't think that, I know from my experience with my own people, they're like, when they comment on other people, it's just because they're ingrained to do that. Like, they're used to it. It's like, you know, how you describe someone really. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. That's the description.
It's unconscious, though.
Totally unconscious.
It's the when you bring it to conscious awareness.
You can bring it to conscious awareness in a nice way.
Yeah.
Do you know? It doesn't have to be like, or you don't have to be like, oh, I wish they'd stop doing that. And you have to kind of decide: do I keep being annoyed myself and feeling like this is affecting me, and then that will obviously filter down because, you know, our children will feel us going, oh my god, or do I just go, okay, I'm gonna advocate and I'm gonna say something,
and I'm gonna break that pattern where I never say anything or they don't expect me to say. So then you've stepped out of your good girl role or your people pleaser, and I think that's brilliant, because essentially if we're shouting at kids and wanting them to just obey and comply, we're trying to get them to be the good girl.
Yes.
So that's a carry it forward thing. And if you're breaking it for yourself, you're breaking it for them. Like,
yeah,
you know.
And I think we have a very different idea of respect now in parenting, whereas respect when we were small, it was fear-based,
and it was just
completely fear-based.
Yeah, don't say
it's
anything
like,
back.
I am sitting here and I am saying nothing.
Yeah,
because they're going to kill me. And like, they didn't even kill us.
No, but there was a sort of
there was an underlying knowledge.
There was a wall between us in a lot of ways. I think that you wouldn't have said things, or like if you can't go with the small things, or you get shouted out for something small, then you're not going to tell them something big. That's often the thing where things go
Yeah, but like when we would be going somewhere when we were small, like the three of us would be in the car and it'd be like, we are going in here now. And you're going to be quiet. And if someone asks you, do you want something, say no, thank you. So we'd all be sitting there like starving. And the biscuits on the table. Do you want one? No, thank you. No, thanks.
I'm a good girl.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And we'd all be sitting there like looking at each other.
The expectations were so high of you.
Yeah, it's funny. And then I broke the mold because I was the youngest one. And I just started like getting up and messing around. And like it gave the other two then permission to move.
Nice.
Because I was like, this is boring.
You were the rebel.
But then it was kind of fun and then kind of funny, and I wasn't shamed for it. It was just because I probably couldn't sit still. I was like, sure, we want to have a bit of crack here, lads, no?
And but like, you're just being yourself. You're being a child. The expectation then maybe changed. That it's like, it's okay. But I think now it's like, I 100% believe you can have respect and respectful conversations, even with very tiny little kids and also teenagers all the way up, where they push back and they say, I don't want to, or no, and that's not fair, and why, and the question and speak up. And that I think is difficult for people to understand, like that it can be respectful debate or disagreeing. But I personally would like my child to be able to grow up and knowing how to stand up for himself and disagree and go out into the world and have those kind of respectful debates, not just to comply.
Mind you, disagree like
Okay.
with us a lot. No, and like they're great, and I love it.
Yeah,
Like it's triggering, and for both of us,
100%. Yeah,
because it's like,
shouldn't they just like accept what?
Why do you keep questioning this? But like I really like it for like they're very passionate about what they believe in, and they won't just take what we say as as gospel, because they're like, well, hang on, that doesn't actually, I don't that doesn't feel right for me.
And they'll have a strong sense of justice and stuff like, and I think that's
but that can come across like
skill.
That can really trigger people and be like, they're so disrespectful, how dare they question my authority.
Or it's like, because I said so, now stop it, that's enough, go to your room. If you ask me one more time, I'm not. That was kind of the narrative maybe in a lot of places, a lot of households. But now it's like, okay, I'm listening, tell me more. Hear you. Answer still no. Like, it doesn't mean you're like a pushover, but you're able to say, I hear you.
Yes.
Your voice is valid.
It doesn't mean the parameters change or the boundary changes, but it's still like, tell me what you think about it.
And you have a voice in this family, like, you're not just.
I think that's a big one when you're thinking about your family values. Do you want your children to have a voice in the family as they grow older? And like, yes, absolutely. Let's have a conversation, all of us, about what we would like to do.
But that will bring upon you judgment. I think that will always bring upon you judgment if you're like at a family event, or you're on holidays even, or you're somewhere and your child's going, but that's because I think this, and you're going, okay, I hear you. People will be, what is this? Isn't it like...
Yeah.
But I think if you, like you say, your values.
Yes.
And you're going, this is what we're aiming for. We're growing up, and a person that will be an adult one day, able to stand up for themselves or have a respectful conversation, then you can kind of drown out that judgment. And
I think it's like you want them to feel part of that. Like even like a kind of daft thing, just because it just happened at the weekend, we had a communion, and it was my husband's little nephew. And it was lovely, and we were kind of toying with the idea of going to the mass or not. And like, honestly, I was like, mass. Like,
I know.
No, I don't love mass. But I said to the two, what do you think? Should we go to the mass? What do you reckon? And the two of them were like, oh yeah, we should. Like, because we really want to. Like, they wanted to go to support their little cousin.
Stop.
And I was like, that's actually magic. They've
great.
No interest in sitting through the mass, obviously, but they wanted to go because they were like, we'd love to be there for him. And I was like, that's lovely. So lovely. Yeah. And it was actually really fab. And like the joy that they saw in watching him, it was like, that's
but the thing
so
was,
connective.
You said, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And had they like, said, we're going.
It wasn't just, it wasn't like, get into the car now, or, you know, and had you said like,
we have to go to
Or
this
had they
mass.
said like, "Oh, I don't really want to," you could even, be like, "Okay, tell me why you don't want to." Yeah, I totally see that, but like you can
Just
ponder
wonder,
with them and wonder with them.
get curious.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
cool.
it was funny. I was so
Oh,
proud of them. I was like, that
totes.
is so sweet.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, the advocation thing comes up a lot. And like it can be with in-laws, or it can be with your own parents, or it can be with friends,
or with your partner.
partner.
There's
Mm,
often that disconnect, isn't there, between
yeah,
one parent is like, that's too soft, other parents the
I
strict one,
know.
and that's a difficult one. We'll have to do a pod on that, I reckon.
Yeah, I think we will, because and you're going to have a different parenting style than your partner, because well, you're either going to parent in the way you were parented, or you're going to go the complete polar opposite and be like, I'm never, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm never going to
yeah,
do that. But like, obviously, what you've internalized as parenting, you're going to probably hit on in some ways. Like, there's so many things that I do, and I'm like, hello, Dolly.
Dolly's
There is my mother
yeah,
coming
yeah.
out in
I
me.
know.
I do,
Sound like your
and
mammy.
even my husband to be like, oh my god.
It's a Dolly
That
phrase.
is. And I would equally go to him, hello, puppy, 'cause that's his dad.
Yeah.
And like he'd just do like silly things like, be shaking hands and not let go, of the
Ah,
child,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing. And I'm like, you are your dad.
That
And
is
he's like, oh
so
my God,
funny.
I am. But
Oh,
like, it's lovely.
that's the thing with the generational patterns. It's not all bad.
No, no,
There's some
some things
lovely
are
things.
class.
There's
Like,
some things that you're like, I'm taking that with me. I love this.
yes,
And I felt great as I remember this feeling, and like, I remember this banter, or,
yeah,
it's all,
being
there's
so
so
funny.
much good that our parents and grandparents are giving us and passing down. It's just weeding out
Yeah.
the few bits,
It is weeding out. And like even like, my mother would always say, like, granted would always give them a good belt if they're doing something wrong. But like they all like laugh about it now, and like that was just the way he knew at the time. Like
Yeah.
he had 7 children and they were all rascals. He didn't know
Yeah.
what else to do. Like,
Yeah.
so if somebody messed up the rosary at night, then they
You
all
got
got a
whacked.
belt.
I know. Yeah.
But like, they didn't know any other way.
No.
And I think that's the whole point of this episode, is that we now, there is another path.
And when you know more,
That's
you do more. When you know a little bit different, you do a bit different. It's just starting off.
Yeah,
You know.
and it's worth getting curious about another path.
Yeah.
If you feel that what's happening isn't working, or what's happening, it doesn't feel right, or your gut isn't just
Yeah, the intuition part. Like, if there's something going off there, listen to it, and then you can adjust. And it's never too late. It's never too early. You can reset it. You can, because a lot of these things, like these patterns and the good girl stuff, it's not a linear learning
no.
curve. Like, you might be really good at advocating and it's all going well, and then you take 10 steps backwards.
Yeah.
And you kind of go on a different road for a while, and then you're like, oh gosh, and you go off again. Like, it's often a bit all over the place until you're really established in it.
Totally. And I think as you go through different stages as well, because you'll have one set of things that you value when they're babies, and then it'll be different when they're toddlers,
Yeah.
and then it'll be different as they get older again, and they're going into friendships, and then prepubescence, and then all of that teenage stuff. So like it changes and shifts.
Exactly. Every day it's changing, isn't it? It's always something.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. And then obviously anyone listening who has the teenagers, that's a whole different kettle of fish. But like I think as well, like you sow the seeds, it's trying to, like, if you are listening with the smallies now, like you can sow the seeds when they're small,
Absolutely, yeah.
so that you have that respectful basis of a relationship when they do get to the teenage stage.
Yeah.
And you can hopefully have the conversations,
Yeah.
and that they can feel that they can talk to you about the things that they don't like in your parenting as well, because they won't always like it.
No. That's part of it.
Yeah, but I always say to mine, like, you're not always going to like the decisions that I make, and that's okay,
Yeah.
because I'll keep you safe.
Yes. You're not their pal. You're not their friend.
And that's
You're
the
their
basis
parent.
of it. I'll keep you safe, and you won't always like it when I tell you can't do things, but that's the basis of it. And that's the basis of this episode. Like, even if you feel judged, and this is just the core value that we have, is that I will do this because this is my value and I will keep my children safe no matter what, even if
Yeah.
somebody doesn't like it, even if they don't like it or other people don't like it.
Even if it feels uncomfortable, even if
Yeah.
there's sweat rolling down my back and I'm trembling and my
shaking in my
voice is
boots.
trembling, I'm doing it for the right reasons, and
Yeah.
I'm very clear on that.
Mm.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. If you have any funny stories about judgments,
Yeah.
anything that you send in to us, by the way, it'll be non-judgmental, or not non-judgmental, it'll be anonymous.
Yes.
So
And non-judgmental.
obviously non-judgmental too, but that wasn't the word that was in my head. So if you do send in stories or anything, like, we won't share names or anything
No
like
way.
that, but like
No.
it'd be funny to hear instances of, you know, different
Judgment or ways you stood up or what
Yeah.
works. Like, I'm always so interested. I think parents are just amazing. They're out there grafting away, and you know, like, I learned so much from the other parents that I work with anyway. That I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Like,
Totally.
you know, it's brilliant to share it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening.
Thanks for listening. I hope that was
Yes.
helpful, and
We
thanks,
will
Deb.
see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.